Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of High Point Hello. This week we have volleyball head coach Ryan Meek with us. Coach Meek, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no problem at all.
So first of all, Coach, we want to see how you and your family are doing and how you are staying busy during this time.
Yeah, we're doing great. Staying safe, staying healthy. Been spending a lot of time just hanging out with the family and hanging out around the house, watching a lot of Netflix, doing a lot of there's a whole bunch of stat projects I've wanted to dive into the last few years and just haven't really had time to do it, but we've had more than enough time now. So, got those done. But it's been great to really do a deep dive and spend more time just hanging out at home and relaxing.
What are you watching on Netflix? Talk to me about what your viewing routine has been.
Yeah, we did. We started with Tiger King, obviously. That had to happen. I think we've made it through The Office and Parks and Rec again. Done the Narcos, kind of shot through those, shot through Ozark. West Wing's always a big one for me personally, going back and watching that. So, yeah, we've been keeping as busy as we can.
What are your thoughts on Tiger King? I haven't seen it, but I know it's a very hot topic.
I spent about 10 years living in Arkansas. So it's totally within the realm of possibility for me. So, living in Arkansas, which is right next to Oklahoma, I've definitely encountered people like that. So for me, it was familiar, I guess, but yeah, crazy story, but definitely recognize some people that I know back in Arkansas in that series.
So do we just start referring to you as the Panther King, or is that too much, too soon?
That's a little much. It's a little more than I would like.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone then.
Yeah.
But we will. And what have you and your coaches been doing to stay busy during this time? You said the stat projects, but what are some other tasks you guys have been able to get done during an unusual time of kind of stillness and time where there's available space to do things and get things done?
Yeah, I mean, we've just spent a lot of time. The cool part is that in the volleyball world, I'm sure with other sports as well, there's been a lot of webinars and things online to watch and kind of get ready for. We just had a lot of talks about philosophies and what things do we want to change? I mean, like I said, we did some big stat dives and found, hey, maybe we want to look at doing things a different way. I think all of us have been spending a lot of time with loved ones and just kind of laying low and recuperating. I mean, it's one of the first times any of us have had an extended break to really get our feet back under us. So in that respect, it's been nice, but I think we're all ready to get back in the office whenever that happens.
And have you always kind of wanted to take more of an analytical approach? So are you excited that you've been able to kind of do those projects to have that information? Is that going to be able to help you a little bit more, you think?
Oh, for sure. I think there's things during the course of a season that you just don't maybe dial in on as much as you should or really kind of understand. And then you go through some things, for instance, a particular that we found was, one of our players, Sophie, basically in serve receive, her numbers are basically all American numbers. And we got to work with her in transition. But I think we didn't really have that dialed in during the season, or else we would have set her a lot more in those situations. And just finding little things that maybe make a kid better, or getting on a Zoom call with other coaches who give you some ideas on how to use one of your players maybe a little more effectively. I think, those are all important. But, I would say over the last 3 or 4 years, I've gotten far more analytical than I used to be. But I think you need a mix of those things. But Kevin, our assistant, is extremely analytical. So having him help really, really kind of shed some light on some things.
Sounds good. It's interesting stuff. When you reflect on the season that we're in May, almost June. You've had some time to kind of think about everything. What are some things that stand out to you? Kind of things that you're proud of and things that you've learned.
Yeah, I looking back on it, it's I think we had a really successful year. I mean, finishing second in the conference, obviously is not too shabby. We were really young, had some injuries. I mean, at any one time, we always had 2 or 3 kids out that, were possible starters. So we fought that a little bit this year, but I was really proud of the group. And, I think I think the thing I'm most proud of is during this break, we've really kind of been able to get on Zoom calls and talk to each other and really start to get better at the things we weren't great at. I didn't think we were very mentally tough. I didn't think we did a great job communicating with each other. And I think we've really been able to hit those head on and really start to make progress in those areas. So I'm excited to see what happens when we step back on the court in hopefully August.
I don't want to ask you too many, season-specific questions from last year. I know you're ready to kind of think about next year, but there's one question I do want to ask you in particular. But the trip to Nebraska that you guys took, you were able to play, 3 really good teams in that tournament, including Nebraska themselves. And that is this game where the score doesn't necessarily show the tail. I mean, that was a really close game, really tough sets. All 3 of those, you guys were in those. And even that second one, 25-22, could have went either way. And after that, you guys beat Omaha on the way back, then go on a 10 out of 11 win streak. So talking about that stretch, because that felt like really when you guys really started to get hot at the right time, and really that's when you guys took off.
Yeah, I think that's a reflection of a lot of things. I think we'd been playing some really good competition up to that point. We'd already played TCU, VC. We'd already played a lot of really good teams. So I think that was us starting to figure out, what we wanted to look like and how we needed to play and how hard we needed to play. But also, I think a lot of it too, when you go on the road, you start to get to know each other a little bit better. And, when you're at home and the match ends, everybody kind of goes their own separate ways with their parents and they're all out eating and things like that. When you're on the road, you're hanging out with each other. So I think that trip, especially, I don't know how much, I don't know if this story got out, but our flight actually from Chicago to Omaha got canceled. And we ended up having to rent vans and drive from Chicago to Omaha, which if anybody's ever done that, it's through Illinois and Iowa, which are not the most scenic of states. And our team really didn't, our team handled it great. There was no whining. And they didn't really have anything to do for 8 hours but talk to each other. And I think that really helped us, just with as young as we were, having to get our older kids having to get to know our younger kids having to get to know each other better. I really think that helped kind of set the tone for what the season was. But I really felt like beating Denver was kind of the turning point of the season. I feel like if we go there and lose that match and then lose to Omaha, we all kind of come back from that and, just kind of down. But, being able to sweep Denver there, who was a great team, won their league, and then turn to the corner against Omaha, where we were down 0-2 and came back and won. I think that kind of set us up for the run we went on, which was awesome.
And do you think, you guys had a younger team playing tougher teams, having those kind of, the unexpected 8-hour drive to play Nebraska, all those kind of things, playing FSU at home in 5 sets. Do you think those kind of experiences are going to set you guys up for big things come this year?
I hope so. I mean, they give us a blueprint for sure of what we need to work on and where we need to get better. And I think, during the spring, we were able to do that when we were practicing. We were able to do that in the gym, and I felt we made a lot of strides in the gym. I think this time has actually been great just because I think it's really made us focus on the mental part of the game, our culture as a program, where we need to get, more mentally tough, communicate more efficiently, those kind of things. It's really made us focus on some of those areas that maybe wouldn't have gotten hit as much, if we were able to practice and be on the floor. But yeah, being in those matches and playing those teams, you're going to find out what you're good at and what you're bad at and what you need to work on. And, that's something I learned at Creighton, just compete against the best all the time. And you're going to figure out where you might win, or if you lose, you're going to get better because you're going to figure out where you need to keep making improvements.
And last question I want to ask about last season, but you guys had the opportunity to play postseason play after the Big South tournament and went to the NBIC, took on Morehead State and Liberty, beat Morehead State. Talk to us a little bit about that process, deciding to play in the NBIC and then going and winning a game.
Yeah, I think obviously our loss in the conference tournament this year was frustrating. Being up 2-0 on Campbell and then losing in the fifth set. And give all credit to Campbell. They played great and took it from us. But, I think it left us all with a little bit of a sour taste in our mouths. And, I think I didn't want to sit on a whole year of that. We earned this opportunity to go play in a postseason tournament. And I wanted to give our girls the opportunity to do that. It was something we earned. And I want them to get used to playing into December. That's the goal as a program, is to be somebody that's constantly in the NCAA tournament and, constantly competing in postseason. So for me, it was kind of a no-brainer that we go. We won the first postseason match in High Point volleyball history. So that was huge, So for us, it showed us a lot of good things. It also gave us competition against two really good teams. We got to see what we could do against those teams. We got to run a 5-1 system, which is something we're kind of looking at maybe going to next season. We got to give some kids that don't maybe get to play as much an opportunity to see what they could do, and they played very well. So I thought it was a very worthwhile endeavor for us. Hopefully we have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament this upcoming year. But it was a great kind of first step for a lot of our young players.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And, like you said, great to get that postseason win. And another positive that happened, as the season came to an end, Abby Bottomley got the chance to do some stuff with the national team, U.S. team, and actually made the tryout roster. Talk to us a little bit about that and that honor that is.
Yeah, we were going to send Abby in 2019, but I messed up and didn't sign her up in time, her and Hattie Smith, which was totally on me. So I put Jill in charge of it this year. But she got signed up and got to go out there. And, we were keeping in touch with her all weekend, and you can follow the groups online, and we kind of kept going, oh man, she's in the top group. Oh, she's still in it. And we were talking to her, and she's like, I'm playing well. Like, I just feel good. Like I'm out here balling. And, I thought that was awesome. Turns out the last session, she got moved down a group, but she ended up being an alternate for the U.S. college national team, which, I think they took 4 liberos total. So you're talking about Abby being one of the top 5 liberos in the whole country, which I think is accurate. I think she's an absolute stud. But I think it really showed her – I think it gave her a different kind of viewpoint on, okay, here's where I got to get better. Obviously she's very good all the time and, has set plenty of records here at High Point. But, I think it gave her an insight into what else is out there and the level she's got to get to. So I think it was great for her, great for us as a program to get that, her out there playing at that level. But I think it's also kind of fired her up to take the next step next February.
Absolutely. Congratulations to her. And, we're excited that she's coming back for High Point as well. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
My last question for you will be, tell us a little bit about the class you have coming in, some of the recruits and the excitement behind that.
Yeah. So we got five recruits coming. I think just kind of getting to interact with them now and now with them having graduated, we can start having them on our team Zoom calls and things like that. It's been great to kind of start getting them acclimated to what we're doing. And, I know they're excited to get here. We're excited to get them here. We bring in 2 setters who are both, one is 6 foot, one is 6'3" or 6'4". So big physical setters, which I love. So they're going to step in immediately and get to compete. We bring in 2 DS liberos from really good programs. Evie has won 2 national championships at the open level, which is the highest level you can play at, plays for a top club team in TAV. Connolly plays at Top Select and now OTVA, which is one of the best clubs in the country. I think Catherine is, a middle that came to our camp last summer, really blew us away with just, her physicality and the things that we think she's going to be able to do as she goes through our program. So, we're really excited to get them all in the gym and see what happens. We obviously return a lot from last season. We were starting mostly freshmen, so they're, back as sophomores. So we're really excited to get in the gym, and hopefully we're able to here in August.
Well, Coach, I can feel your energy and excitement, and I know it's only May, but I'm ready for some high point volleyball. So we're excited for you to get back, everybody get back and ready, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you so much.